You could have made $300 trading micro crude oil in the futures market. So we are looking at micro crude oil in the 1 hour time frame here. So here we have just been presented with a 1, 2, 3, 4 touch point trend line break. This is signifying an entry, long positions here. So before we get into this trade, we want to draw a safety line that helps mitigate our risk and tells us when to get out. Now we can go ahead and enter this position. We're buying 1 contract of micro crude oil and we're immediately up $100, $150, $200, $380, $400, and boom, we got the break. Now, depending on at what price you would have been able to close this trade, you could have made between $250 to $300 on this setup here in crude oil.
So let's get straight to it. All right. So with this strategy, let's say we have a bullish market. Then I draw my trend line here. Anytime there's a break on the trend line, I'll just use my horizontal ray, right? After using the horizontal ray, you notice price always gets to this level and starts moving. Always the break of the trend line. Vice versa if it's also a bearish market. Let's say we have a bearish market like this, right? And let's say we have a trend line. When price breaks the level, where price breaks the level, you use your horizontal ray, price will always come and tap to that level and move to the opposite side. So let's get into the chart and let me explain it way better for you guys. Let's go. Okay, guys, so welcome to the chart, right? So you can see we're in a 5 minute on good, right? Okay, so let me show you guys an example. So let's say you can see we have a trend line here. What makes a trend line valid? When it has 2 or more touches, right? So you can see the trend line here. And where did the trend line break? It broke at this particular level. So what do? I take my horizontal ray to this one. And I place it exactly where price broke. And what did you get? You can see price came back to that level again, right? Let me show you another example. I'm just picking random examples for you guys. Now you can see we had a bullish trend line here. Hold on. A bullish trend line here. Where did price break? You can see price broke at this level, right? Good. So what are we going to do? We are going to take the horizontal ray and place it exactly where price broke. And what did you get? You realize we got price tapping in the level and moving where? Downwards. Do you get it, guys? It's a very, very simple strategy anybody can use. Let's find another one. So you can see I've got a trend line here, 2 or more touches. Good. Where the price break? It broke at this level, right? Now what can you see? We got a retest on the level at this point. Let me show you guys. We got a retest at this point. And what did price do? It went up. Let me put the rectangle tool here. So guys, you can see how simple it is. So why are you going to put your TP and your SL above and your SL just below the level, right? Just going to put your SL below the level and your TP 1:2. Same thing here. You got SL. This is what you're going to do. You're going to put this here and your SL just below the level. Just look for 1:2 trade and you are just gone. A very simple strategy, guys. Now let's pick a random market. So you can see it's as simple as this. This strategy is just simple. There's no stress, nothing in, the Kofi FX, we make everything simple. So let's just pick this random market, right? Good. So now anytime you're analyzing, I tell you current price is what that matters, right? So let's take a trend line. Let's put it on it. So this is bullish. We are not going to take the trade until we see a break, guys. We are not going to take the trade until we see a break. So we are just patiently waiting for the break to happen. And when price breaks, make sure the candlestick close is good. Now you can see we got the break at this particular level, right? We got the break at this particular level. Okay. So what are you going to do? You put the horizontal ray on exactly the level, the level break. And we are going to wait for price to come back and retest the level. Immediately price reaches the level, you are just waiting for the retest. You have to wait patiently, guys. Good. Now you have the retest on the level. What do? I just take my short position, place it here. SL above. I just look for a 1:2 trade, guys. So 1:2. You can see here 1:2. You can see the 2 here. And that's it. Now let's play price. Right. You can see we smash full take profit. So it's as simple as that. So you get the trend line, wait for the break. When price breaks, make sure the candlestick closes, right? When it closes, you put your horizontal ray exactly where price broke. Price comes to tap in the level. It gives you a confirmation, a bearish confirmation, a bullish confirmation. Then you take the trade. As simple as that.
The most unique trading strategies that you'll ever see on TradingView. Go to the indicators and search for trend lines with breaks and make sure that it's this one by Lux Algo. Go to the settings and just make sure to enable the confirmed breakouts. Then you're going to want to add the RSI or the relative strength index, and then finally add the trauma indicator. So here's the strategy. For a buy signal, wait for price to be above the trauma or the red line. Then you're going to enter once you see a trend line breakout signal. Then you're going to wait to exit the position until the RSI becomes overbought or above the 70 line. For a sell signal, just wait for price to be below the trauma and then wait for a red trend line break signal and exit once the RSI is oversold.
3 plus trend line 3. Our entry criteria for this one is first, it has to have 3 or more touch points. It has to have over a week's worth of data. And then the last one is it has to be low risk. I'm making sure my alert is set and all I need is 2 touch points to draw a trend line. So I've got 1 and 2 touch points. So by this time, I would have known, okay, I've got a second touch point. My alert is set. If price breaks it, I'm going to enter. It finally breaks right here. Now my alert will go off here. My alert will go off here and my alert will go off here. Watching this in real time, the body of the candle is moving down. This looks like this might be a setup for me. So this is where I have to be patient. So now my alert went off, price broke, but we were working with all-time high. I don't have anything keeping me safe. So this one doesn't have a safety line. And if I was to enter, it's incredibly high risk because it'd have to come all the way back up here. So I don't have a point A and point B. At what point do I enter? This is where I will take this line and I will adjust it. So I'm going to do a dotted line and kind of visually pretend like I'm taking this line and moving it to this new low. So now we have a break. I've got an action line and a safety line. Now I can actually get involved.
This trade, we all made money. So let me walk you through it. One of the most satisfying parts of being a coach at TLT is seeing my students take the same exact setup as I do. This was a textbook A+ setup in oil. We have 1 touch point, 2 touch points, 3 touch points, 4 touch points, beautiful structure. And then came the breakout. I entered long with double confirmation. Price broke both our downward trend line and our resistance. And I held this trade for 1 day almost. I capitalized on this small move. Now, could I have held it longer? Absolutely, but I was more than happy with locking in 250. Now, my student caught this trade in the 1 hour time frame. So look how beautiful that looks as well in the 1 hour time frame.
Using a trend line strategy? Well, this one actually works. And believe it or not, it's super easy to learn. Open up your favorite asset and select the 1 minute time frame. Then switch to Heikin Ashi candles. We'll need 1 indicator. In the settings, disable everything except for trend line. Look for buys when price breaks a bearish trend line and sells when price breaks a bullish trend line. Here, price closes above a bearish trend line. Confirm the candlesticks are green or bullish and then take a buy. Set your stop loss at the low of the candle that broke through the trend line and target a 2 risk reward trade. To use this strategy, you'll need the price action toolkit indicator.
First upward trend line, I'm going to start with the lowest point I see on the screen, which is right here at 17,980. Boom. Now my point B is going to be the next low where price does not intersect. And what do I mean by that? If I was to use this point over here, the price is already intersected. I like to envision these trend lines as they are truly holding the price up.